welcome to the ASMR Salon. This is Corrina, and today I want to show you my basic makeup routine. Now, I am not a makeup artist, but I just wanted to show you what I do. A lot of you have asked what kind of makeup I wear, what my makeup routine consists of, so today that is my topic. So you can see now, I am fresh-faced. I don't have anything on my face at the moment. And usually what I like to do to start is just pull this little bit of hair out of my face so that it's not constantly falling in my face when I'm trying to do my makeup. So I have a little bobby pin here. You can just barely see it. It's a little tiny. I'm just going to take a little piece of hair up. And another little bobby pin. Just to keep that hair out of my face. Step one, complete. So I actually don't wear any kind of foundation or powder on my face, on my skin, primarily out of laziness, honestly. I just find it really difficult to get it all even, to not get that line on your jaw where the color stops and often is different than the rest of the color of your neck. And then also because I live in Texas, I get hot a lot and I sweat a lot. So it seems kind of silly to wear a bunch of stuff on my face. I'm just going to end up sweating it off. But what I do like to put on my face is this little botanical sea serum. And I actually showed this in one of the other videos. Not sure if you can see it there. It's by a local company here called Silver Botanicals. And it's just water, vitamin C, MSM, essential oil, and trace minerals. So I really like this, and I do like to put this on my face. So I just like to take the little squeeze and actually put it on my hand first to apply it. So I'm just going to put a couple drops there on my hand. And then I just use my fingers. Always a good idea to wash your hands before you touch your face. And I like to do upward motions whenever we're putting anything on our face. It's nice to just pull it upward, because our skin is constantly being pulled down by gravity. So a little bit of upward motion is always really nice. And my forehead. Now we do have some videos on this channel of a professional makeup artist. Her name is Natasha, and she's really, really phenomenal. So if you're looking for actual professional makeup tutorials, we have those as well. But I just wanted to make this video so you guys know what my general routine is. So that was the next step, using the little botanical sea serum. If you don't have access to something like this, or you can't find something like this, a good alternative would be something like vitamin E oil. You can pretty much find vitamin E in just about any grocery store. The main thing is just to, apply the same, rule of thumb that, I talk about, that I applied to the things I eat. So I look at the ingredient list, and I just want to avoid anything with a bunch of weird looking chemicals, especially when you see EDTA and things like that. Those are preservatives. It's just an abbreviation for actually what's a really long chemical. So I apply the same kind of a rule of thumb to the things I put on my face and the things I put on my skin. Coconut oil can be good, but you want to test it out first. Sometimes it can be a little bit too much for the face, but I also know lots of people who put coconut oil on their face every day, and it is great for their skin. So you can just kind of try different things. Vitamin E, coconut oil, sweet almond oil is also really nice. But again, everyone's face is different, so you maybe want to toy around a little bit to figure out what works best for you. So my next step is to work on my eyes. So the eyeliner that I like to use is this eye pencil. Not sure if the camera will focus on it, but it's by Mineral Fusion is the brand, and I really like this brand. They sell it at our little natural grocery store, Sprouts. I've also seen it at Whole Foods and things like that. So because I'm blonde, don't like using black. So you'll actually see this is kind of a brown color. I think it's called espresso or something like that. Let's see if it has the name on it. I don't see it. But anyways, I think that, of course, everyone is different. But for me personally, I like to use softer colors. Now, maybe if I was going out at night, I might use something darker, but I pretty much have one eye pencil, and this is the only one I use. So it's always a good idea to make sure that you have a nice point on your pencil. No, you don't want it to be super sharp that you poke yourself in the eye, but you're going to be able to get a much more defined line if you sharpen it first. So I have this sharpener. I really like this sharpener because it has two sizes. So yeah, there you go. So you're always going to get a much better tip if you use the right size. So this one is small. Okay, and that is probably good enough. So now I have a really nice point on my pencil, and I'm going to start. Let's see, I guess I'll go ahead and start with this eye. So the whole idea is just to very lightly line right at the crease of the lid. Again, if I was doing a nighttime look, I wanted something a little bit more drastic, might do a little bit thicker line, but at least to start, I like to try and keep it as thin as I can get it, because I can always add more to make the line thicker, but it's hard to go backwards, right? So and then when I get to the end, I do give it just a little bit more thickness. So you can kind of see how that looks. It's pretty subtle. And then I do like to do the underside of my eye. Now again, if it was going out to a big fancy party, I might do more drastic, but my general everyday look is basically just to line from here over. I'm not actually going to line in the inner crease of my eye. Don't need it quite as taut on the bottom. And again, I'm just focusing on staying right at the crease where my lashes meet my lid. You can see I got it a little bit thick on the bottom. There we go. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Having a hard time because I can't quite see as well as I'd like to see. Probably move in even closer to get this eye. Okay. And the bottom. always nice when you poke yourself in the eye, but it happens sometimes, right? Car. Okay, so there's my eyeliner. And again, I'm just getting a little bit shiny here, so I'm just going to very lightly pull off a little bit of that perspiration, just a little bit of glistening. Okay. So my next step is eyeshadow. And I have these two different ones. Basically, I have this one is like my everyday kind of colors, and then this is my nighttime looks one. So because it's daytime and I'm about to shoot a nutrition video, I'm just going to be using these more natural colors. I will open it up so you can see. Okay, so here you go. You can see I have a nice little palette of different colors here, which I think is really nice. I think it's good to have a lot of different options so that different days I can do a slightly different look. So what I'm going to do to start is take these two darker colors. Now, something I learned from Natasha is how fun it is to combine colors, so I've actually started combining these. So I'm just going to take a little bit of both of those colors and then actually mix them on my hand. And what this also does is it gets off any excess powder so that I don't have the powder falling down my face as I apply it. And then what I'm going to do with this darker color is apply it just to the little ridge of my eye right here. So you want to keep your eye pretty relaxed as you're doing this, because if you pull it taut, it becomes harder to see where that crease is, and you really want to find that natural little crease. And just apply a little bit of that darker color there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, so taking a little bit of these two colors, combining them, getting off any excess on my hand rather than on my face, and then with a gently closed eye, try not to block my own light, just apply into this little crease. And I love using my finger to smooth it out. Over here, just smooth it out. Okay, and then it would be cool if I had a bunch of different brushes, but I don't. I'm gonna have to use the same one again, so I'm just going to wipe off any of that excess color onto my hand so that I can now use the brush with some of these lighter colors. So now what I want to do is apply a lighter color both here and here. So now what I want to do is apply a lighter color both here, my actual lid, and a little bit up top. So I'm going to start on my lid. So I'm actually going to take these two colors here. So it's like a white, almost like a shimmery white, and a pink. And I'm going to combine them because it makes me feel like a real live makeup artist when I do. And then using my hand to get off any excess and really blend those two colors together. And then just applying right to the lid of my eye. Okay, and then luckily I still have a lot of that color on my hand, so I'm just going to use my hand to get some more of these colors so that I can do the other side. And then what I'm going to do is just really super lightly with my tissue, just kind of like blot off that area to pull off any excess. And then what I find is really a good idea is to kind of take the towel, or I just have a little piece of toilet paper here, and dust off the eyelashes, because oftentimes what will happen is some of those little tiny eyeshadow particles will actually land on your eyelashes, and then when you put on your mascara it can clump. So you can also even take your fingers and pull them off of your eyelashes just to make sure that your eyelashes are clean for when we apply mascara. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take my pinky, and what I'm going to do is combine these colors here. So this is like kind of slightly more golden color than the one that was up here, and the pink. I'm going to combine them just a little bit with my pinky, using my thumb to make sure that they're all blended, and then just apply right here to the top little bone, little ridge right underneath my brow line. And what that does is just give a little bit more contrast between that darker color that I did in the crease and the top of my eye. Super subtle, but that's what I do. Okay, so now we are ready for mascara. So this is the mascara that I've been using right now. It is by Gabrielle Color, and I think it really has anything fancy on it. Again, I get this at the little like health food grocery store, and you know, when you look at mascara ingredients, even on the natural ones, there's a bunch of kind of strange things, but I have compared the ingredient list to the customary, you know, mascaras, and there is definitely a lot less ingredients, so I feel better about it. Again, right, because I'm blonde, I'm using brown black. I think you can see that there. So again, I mean, if you have dark hair, you're probably going to use a black mascara. And again, I do this daytime or nighttime. I pretty much, you know, I do not own a black mascara. I always like the bit more natural look. So mascara is pretty basic for application, right? Some people like to flutter their eye into the mascara. I personally just like to, you know, not using a lot of pressure, but just very lightly bring it around the length. And then for the underside, same deal. just very lightly, almost just tapping the mascara onto my eyelashes. On the other side. Okay, so those are my eyes. Yee. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna be real honest with y'all. I do not normally wear blush, but I found this cool little blush and bronzer pack, and it has the little brush on the back. And so I think the most important thing with blush is for it to look natural. You know, whenever you see the little Raggedy Ann cheeks on someone, that for me is always like, I'm not really into that. So how can we get a natural looking blush color? This is a really good question. So I've got my pink on top and my brown on bottom. I'm just gonna lightly dip my brush in the pink. And then again, I'm gonna use my hand to dust off some of that blush. And then big smile. Just right on the top of my cheeks. And because I dusted off so much of the blush on my hand, it's still super subtle. And then I can always turn it over and then just move around where I just blushed to kind of blend it in. And so that's just how I like my blush, super subtle. So same thing for the other side. I'm going to kind of dip into some of that powder and then use my hand to dust it off. Big smile. And then using the other side of the brush to kind of blend it in all around. Okay, cool. Yay, almost done. The last thing is going to be a little bit of lipstick. Now, I don't wear lipstick all the time. I'm really just putting it on because I'm about to shoot a video. But I think lipstick is super nice, and you know, some people wear lipstick all the time. So again, I have Mineral Fusion is the brand here on my lipstick. Kind of hard to see if you can see that. And then This is maybe a little bit too pink, but I really like it. It's pretty subtle. Car. Lipstick on my teeth. So you can see that pink color there that I'm going to be using. And normally I just do the bottom and then rub them together. I do have a little bit of like chapstick on already that I had on. And with a nice subtle color like this, I don't really think it's necessary to do a lot of blotting or whatever, but of course you can always blot. You can do that right there on your fingers. I just give myself a little kiss. I don't even know if you can see that. There's a little bit on there. That's nice. And then I just use my finger to make sure that I haven't gotten any lipstick up over the little crest of my lip right there. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. I have a whole other video where I take you through my beauty box and show you a lot of different products that I use. Talking a little bit about each one. I cover some cosmetics, and then I also cover some of the other things that I talked about earlier, like vitamin E oil, almond oil, and stuff like that. So you can check out that video if you'd like to learn more. I hope that you will subscribe to this channel so that you can see more of our future videos. Please let me know what you thought about this video. If you have requests for future videos, feedback, anything like that, we definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. You can learn more about me on my website, CorrinaRachel.com, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.